right away with anybody. So, just watching the guys the first 14 games that I missed, the first 14, just watching them and seeing. I was just putting myself in position, while I was watching the games of how I can help the team and how I can be successful to help those guys. And I still, able to gain a lot of eyes when I'm driving the ball or have the ball, things of that nature. And I had a big fella down there, big five down there, and my guy Gabe right here, obviously, and Jake, our second team. We went out there and kind of pushed the lead up. That was good.
Would it really be that wild to say the Lakers might have the best ball-handling big three in basketball history? There just aren't many teams, past or present, that can match the mix of offensive control and creation these guys bring. When you think of modern comparisons, the Brooklyn Nets trio of Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant instantly pops up. That squad easily could have won a championship if Kyrie hadn't landed awkwardly on Giannis Antetokounmpo's foot during that brutal playoff series. I could go on about that disaster for hours, but that's not the point. When you talk about pure versatility, offensive rhythm, and the ability to create plays out of nothing, the Lakers trio stands in a class of its own. And honestly, I'll take the Lakers' current big three without hesitation, and I'm not even sure it's close. And that's coming from someone who's a massive James Harden supporter. To give some perspective on that, I still put Harden's 2018 Rockets run, the one where they missed 27 straight threes against the Golden State Warriors, in the same tier as actual championship seasons. But as great as Harden is, I've got to be real. I can't let my bias cloud the truth. This Lakers squad is flat out dangerous. With LeBron James making history as the first player ever to reach 23 seasons, this team isn't slowing down anytime soon. In fact, they're only getting sharper, and that should seriously worry the rest of the league.
It's LeBron James. At the end of the day, is if not the greatest player ever, one of the greatest players ever. He has the ability to come up to somebody and bring their confidence up. All these people that, is on our team or really in the league, they all grew up Bron fans. So, the ability that he has to do that and the ability that he has every single day to come into the gym with a smile on his face, happy, never in a bad mood, always joking around, it's incredible.
Reaves, Luka, and LeBron can create offense like it's second nature, almost effortless. They don't just get their own buckets, they make the whole team flow. That's what sets them apart from players who only pad their own stats. In today's NBA, this kind of all-around impact is exactly what wins championships. Still, even with three stars who mesh perfectly, every great squad needs balance, and those role players who grind in the shadows. You always need the ones who handle the gritty, unglamorous work. Team USA has learned that lesson the tough way more than once. It's the same in basketball as it is in life. Balance keeps everything standing. The Lakers, though, completely lost that balance last season after the infamous Luka Doncic trade. J.J. Redick was left trying to plug a huge gap inside on both ends. Anthony Davis at the time was one of the best rim protectors in the entire league. Losing a presence like that, your paint defense is bound to collapse. And when the next man up is Jackson Hayes, your margin for error shrinks to nothing. During the regular season, the Lakers' defense still looked elite, but that was mostly because they played every night with playoff-level energy. The issue? Once the postseason began, everyone else matched that intensity. Suddenly, that extra edge disappeared, and you could almost hear people asking, yo, where did Michael's secret stuff go?
Luka, you obviously had a lot of admiration for LeBron and had watched him play growing up and stuff like that, but had only seen Austin a couple times a year when the Lakers would come through Dallas. It seems like the two of you guys are finding chemistry in pretty good ways on the court. What do you like about the way he approaches the game?
I mean, this guy just scored 30 in his 4 games in 5 days. That explains everything. But he's an amazing player. For him to go undrafted is unbelievable. And, it's not easy to go undrafted and then play at this level. And it's amazing just to be by his side.
The truth is, effort alone doesn't magically turn Austin Reaves into a lockdown defender or make Luka Doncic transform into prime Shane Battier. Hustle matters a lot, but there's only so far it can take you when the structure around you isn't right. Fixing that lack of balance became the Lakers' top priority this offseason. Yet for Rob Pelinka, it turned out to be a surprisingly quiet summer, at least when it came to flashy signings. Marcus Smart and DeAndre Ayton were familiar names, sure, but neither joined the team anywhere near their peak form. The fact that both came through buyouts said a lot. Even longtime fans of these two started wondering if they had much left to offer. Rumors spread that Ayton had lost his passion for the game, while Smart's Defensive Player of the Year award was suddenly treated like it belonged in a museum. And then came the endless chatter about LeBron, people joking every night that he's basically 50 and too old to keep carrying a team. Some of the criticism wasn't entirely unfair, but the noise around this squad was non-stop. Every sports show, every post online had something negative to say about the Lakers. With Pelinka still needing to patch up the perimeter defense, the pressure on J.J. Redick, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reaves was heavy. They had to prove that, even if imperfect, this Lakers team could still be one of the most dangerous in the league. And so far, they've wasted no time backing that up.
It seems like you're more content at this stage in your career to, like, I'm going to pick and choose my spots about when I'm the primary creator. And
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, it comes with trust. It comes with trust, too. Obviously, last year in the Memphis series, AR gained a lot of trust from me, but also had trust in him to make the plays. I believe it was game 3, maybe, or game 2. I think they had home court. Yeah, they had home court. So it was either game 1 or game 2, where in the fourth quarter, I just was like, AR, let's go win it for us. And I wanted to see, I play a lot of chess, not in real life. I've actually, a lot of people have told me you should play chess because you'll be great. I've never played chess, but in my mind, in theory, I feel like I play chess on the floor.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I could get AR and instill AR and that confidence in that fourth quarter to make plays and win that game, it was just going to pay dividends for the rest of my time with him and the rest of his time when I'm not with him.
Sure, there have been some rough nights, including a tough loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder, where Luka finished with just 19 points on 7 for 20 shooting. But let's be real, the Thunder have been dismantling almost everyone this season. Losing to them barely counts at this point. They're playing on a completely different level. I love what they're doing over there in OKC just as much as I'm scared of it. How did we even let this monstrosity that is the Oklahoma City Thunder happen? This is actually something we covered yesterday, so be sure to go watch it on Ball Stories. Without LeBron James, the Lakers looked out of rhythm, and even at 40, he's still the engine that keeps them running. His absence in the OKC game was felt everywhere. That loss ended up being a wake-up call for a team that started 8-3 but was quietly slipping. A few nights earlier, they were blown out by 20 against an Atlanta Hawks team missing both Jalen Johnson and Trae Young, which exposed some cracks. Then against the Thunder, Luka Doncic ran into one of the toughest defenses in the league. OKC blitzed him hard on every screen, forcing turnovers left and right. As the announcer put it, the ball just caught a slight deflection, but it changed the whole play. Not all of that was on Luka. Jared Vanderbilt struggled to create in the short roll, and against a defense like OKC's, that's costly. That's why DeAndre Ayton's role is about to become critical. His size, timing, and patience could be exactly what this Lakers offense needs to stay balanced when things start to stall. After the game, J.J. Redick didn't hold back about how much they missed LeBron. He said we couldn't score against the zone, and admitted that during a few stretches in the first half, all he could think was how much easier it would have been to just dump it to LeBron at the high post and let him dissect the defense. And honestly, he's right. No matter what people say, LeBron James is still the heartbeat of this Lakers team. When he's locked in, breaking down plays on defense, whipping laser passes, and getting any shot he wants, it's a nightmare for any team across the league. Plenty of chatter about how he'd look coming off that sciatica injury, and even more noise about whether he could still fit with Austin Reaves and Luka Doncic. But LeBron shut it all down immediately. Channeling his inner James Harden from the Brooklyn days, he fully embraced being one of the greatest passers to ever play, stepping right into that point guard role like it was second nature. In his season debut against the struggling Utah Jazz, LeBron played 30 minutes, finished with 11 points, 12 assists, a steal, and just 1 turnover. Those 12 assists said it all. He was in full command, reading the floor perfectly, throwing on-time passes like a maestro. The best part, the Lakers didn't even need him to score big. Austin Reaves dropped 26, Luka Doncic went off for 37, and DeAndre Ayton added 20. Reaves' performance stood out the most, though, especially with all the noise and allegations people have been tossing his way lately. He looked confident, focused, and every bit like the perfect piece next to LeBron.
So we was having this argument the other day. The run that Reaves is going on, when those guys don't play. I think he had 42 3 nights in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Is it similar or better than what Jeremy Lin had?
Oh.
We had that debate.
Yeah. I'm going to say similar. You think it's better or similar?
He can play.
Uh-huh.
But when the big man comes back, everything shifts back.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
For me, Linsanity was a moment.
Like I'm going to put it in street terms. While the OG in jail, you're running.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but as soon as he come back home.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? So I kind of feel for Austin because he looks good, he's playing good, but when LeBron, when they have their full team come back, he's going to be reverted back to standing in the corner, taking last second.
That's got to be tough.
Threes. It is.
Shaquille O'Neal had hinted that LeBron's return might actually hurt Austin Reaves, saying he felt bad for him because it could push Reaves back into that corner spot, just standing there waiting to take last-second threes. It was a fair concern, especially remembering those exact kinds of shots Reaves was forced into during last season's playoffs against the Timberwolves. But in this game, Reaves made it clear he wasn't fading into the background. Dropping 26 points, he showed that he can still make a big impact even with LeBron back in full control. He looked comfortable, confident, and very much part of the flow. Not like someone just watching from the corner. Of course, the season's still young, and LeBron has only just returned, but the chemistry already looks promising. Like LeBron himself said in the clip that's coming up next, too many people sleep on his versatility. LeBron and the Lakers going on a run only for him to sub out and Luka Doncic to sub in. That just shouldn't even be allowed. As a Pelicans fan, that's painful to watch. My team might be one of the worst in the league right now, and we don't even own our own first-round pick. Meanwhile, the Lakers can casually swap out LeBron James for Luka Doncic like it's nothing. That's just wild. If the Lakers are smart, they'll keep putting real emphasis on Austin Reaves as the season goes on, no matter who's in or out of the lineup. If this team wants to reach its ceiling, Reaves has to stay locked in. They need the same version of him who averaged 32 a night early in the season, the one who can explode for 41 against Portland, hang 51 on Sacramento, or deliver a monster 28 and 16 game like he did versus Minnesota. When Reaves is active and aggressive, everything around him just flows better. The floor spacing opens up because defenses can't afford to double Luka or LeBron so easily. The pick and roll with DeAndre Ayton becomes a real problem since Reaves can't be treated as a non-threat. And off the ball, his shooting and cutting keep defenders from relaxing. He punishes any lazy matchup. Now, to be clear, no one's saying he needs to chase those crazy stat lines every single night. That's not realistic. What matters is the mindset. When he plays with that confidence, ready to attack and flip a game at any moment, the Lakers become a completely different beast. They get another perimeter creator that defenses actually have to respect. Instead of relying on Luka or LeBron to save them every night, opponents suddenly have to deal with a three-headed problem. Three stars who can beat you in totally different ways and make it look effortless while doing it. And it just makes sense to let Reaves carry more of the load during the regular season. Luka's had his fair share of injuries over the years, and LeBron, who's turning 41 before the season ends, started the year hurt himself. Keeping everyone fresh while letting Reaves cook might be the smartest long-term play for the Lakers if they want to be firing on all cylinders come playoff time. This Lakers team needs its secondary playmaker to step up as a true second option, or a solid B next to its stars. And that's exactly what keeps this group dangerous. It's what allows them to win in different ways instead of relying on one formula. There was one play that perfectly captured that dynamic. One of the lead creators snatched the rebound, sprinted down the floor, and whipped a no-look dime, then got it back for another slick no-look pass to the finisher. You could just tell the guy catching that pass was thinking, man, this is the life. And then there was another sequence that showed off just how connected these three are. One of them challenged a shot, another snagged the rebound, then fired a deep outlet pass that looked more like a quarterback hitting a receiver in stride. The play ended with a clean assist and an effortless layup. The chemistry between them already looks legit, crisp, fast, and natural. It was also great to see how easily the new teammates have meshed. It makes sense, though. One of them's been catching alley-oops since back in youth camps, practically training for moments like this. Now he's doing the same thing on NBA floors. Time really does fly. You have to wonder, is this man ever going to retire? Honestly, LeBron might really pull a Tom Brady and keep it going until he's 45, or maybe he just won't stop at all. His passing in this game was a masterclass. What most people don't realize is that LeBron wants to pass. Sure, he can still score and take over whenever he feels like it, but facilitating is where he finds his rhythm. You just need to surround him with teammates who can also make plays. The 2019 to 2020 championship season proved that point. LeBron averaged a career-high 10.2 assists because that Lakers team was the most complete roster he'd had during his run in LA. You could even argue that this current squad might rival it. The only real blemish on LeBron's season debut, the Lakers' defense. And honestly, that's been the concern all year. Giving up 71 points in the first half to the Utah Jazz is a massive red flag. That kind of pace would have had Utah scoring 142 for the game, which is ridiculous considering they usually hover around 119 a night. And believe me, I know how explosive they can be. I've got Lauri Markkanen in fantasy, but 71 in one half, that's still wild. Even after Utah cooled off in the second half and finished with 126, that's still above what the league's top scoring teams average. The Miami Heat currently lead the NBA with around 124.8 points per game. So the Jazz basically gave LA a top-tier offensive performance without being a top-tier offensive team themselves. Keontae George went off, and while I might be nitpicking, the defensive issues are becoming harder to ignore. Last season, LeBron helped hold things together on that end. We saw him go all out defensively and flying in for chase down blocks, switching onto guards, locking up bigs under the rim. But now heading toward 41 and coming off that nagging injury, it's fair to wonder if he can keep carrying that same defensive load. Maybe the Lakers' plan this year is just to outscore everyone. It's not out of the question. They currently sit around 12th in offensive rating, and that number's only going to rise as the chemistry tightens. The concern is that the offense might spike while the defense keeps slipping. Either way, it's going to be fascinating to see how this all unfolds. That game really had a bit of everything: chemistry, controversy, and those flashes of greatness we can't stop talking about. But what about you? Do you think this Lakers squad has what it takes to go all the way? Or are they still missing something key? And how many teams would you put above them in the Western Conference or across the entire NBA? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear your take on this one. I always appreciate those of you who keep watching and joining the conversation. It means a lot. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Ball Stories so you don't miss what's next. There's plenty more drama, deep dives, and wild basketball stories waiting for you right here on the channel. All right, that's it for now. Catch you in the next one.